I'm Alex.
And I'm Teddy.
And I'm Spencer.
And we are
The Button Mappers.
Hey, the Button Mappers.
Wakey, wakey.
Eggs and shit. What's a Pokemon? It sounds like bakey.
Yeah! We got a hell of a show today. It's Gen 4 versus Gen 3 in the Ultimate Showdown. Yeah!
Ultimate Showdown, more like Ultimate Throwdown. We're going to throw down every Pokemon, one at a time.
Throw 'em. What in tarnation's going on over here? That's my cowboy.
We got some tumbleweeds blowing on either side of us. We're at the OK Corral.
Okay.
That's what the song. That's right. It like plays in the background. It's a standoff at high noon.
Yeah, we're gonna settle the score that everyone's been asking since for the past 20 years, trying to figure it out. Which one's better? Pokemon Gen 3 or Pokemon Gen 4?
Before either were out. Gen 3 might have
I
been
could
out.
probably, and unless you guys can convince me otherwise, I could probably officially say this is probably the last one of these I'm up to doing because I have no clue what happens after Gen 4.
Wait a minute, hold on. I have a serious bone to pick with you, Alex.
Fight me, Spencer.
Because I have been telling you guys we should stop doing Pokéwary since probably Gen 2.
Where I just meant versus the versus.
Oh, okay, the verses. Okay,
the Gen versus Gen. I don't see myself wanting to do Gen 4 versus Gen 5. So,
well, I still have a minor bone to pick with you because I didn't know Gen 3 or Gen 4, and I'm still doing these. And I do know Gen 5 because I played Black.
That's fair. Okay.
Spencer, what would you rather see in place of Pokéwary?
Did you worry?
Yeah, Digimon. We were talking about Digimon games, and I want that one to be annual. No, I don't know. Literally anything else.
Yu-Gi-Wary?
Yu-Gi-Wary, where we only play Yu-Gi-Oh.
What if we did Pumpkin Uary?
There ain't nothing about pumpkins we could do.
See, that's how Pokemon works.
You're right, man. With that, how did I not see it?
There's more Pokemon content than pumpkin content out there. That's what I'm saying.
It's like I don't think we should do Pokemon anymore. Well, we can't do pumpkins. It's like, well, you're right.
What the fuck do you expect us to do, Spencer?
When you're right, Alex. I can't argue that.
Madden Uary. There will be one every year.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll be like, today we're doing Madden 99 versus Madden 2000. Boy, what a step up.
Can't wait for Call of Duty Uary.
Call of Duty. Call of Duty-uary?
Dude-uary. Call of Duty-uary. I want to see Call of Duty. Like the dude.
well, I want to know what people think should be the month that replaces Pokéwary, and put it in the comments below. They're probably watching this on YouTube, so that's where they should put it.
Or
and then,
if you want Pokéwary, if you want more of this.
Well, but that's the thing, is that this thing is hypothetical because Pokéwary isn't going anywhere. We've dedicated too much to this.
No, I let the people speak. Let them shout their opinion on the rooftops of YouTube, which is the comment section. And then if you just like what you see, make sure you click the like button and click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and then ring the bell. You'll always know when Pokéwary, the dreaded month, hits, and you can learn more about the next generation of Pokemon.
Just like a tumbleweed, tumble on over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Where right now it's as barren as the Pokemon content themselves. Because I haven't uploaded anything to Spotify and Apple Podcasts in a while, but I will probably soon.
I thought
So
that's because Red Baron
look at it.
was in the Discord making pizza.
Red Baron.
Spencer got a point. I do think the Pokemon content is probably our least popular content.
But who
But not in
cares?
our hearts.
Yeah, not in our hearts.
Not in our hearts. It's the most important, isn't that right, Spencer?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Today we got a throwdown, not a turbo throwdown though, of Gen 3 versus Gen 4. If you've listened to the Pokewaries before, you kind of know how this works. We're going to go through. We got some categories here we're going to talk about, and we're actually doing a little bit of a tally this time. Spencer, how's this tally system working?
Basically, we have 7 different categories we can rate these comparisons on. They're Pokemon themselves, the additions, the hardware upgrade, which I don't know how the DS can lose, but I guess we'll find out. The impact of the games, what their remakes look like, our personal feelings, and then
Mystery
just to make
category.
sure we don't have any. What's that?
Mystery category, TBD.
Oh, mystery category. And we added that just to make sure there would be no tiebreakers. One generation will win today. So
And it's not yours.
no, it's not generation X, Y, Z, or anything other than
Generation 2 was the best, and this episode is bullshit.
that.
Thank you, Terry.
we just added him in.
Thanks for tuning in.
A vote, non-vote.
Big story.
Just want to go ahead and get that obligatory comment out of the way because we know it's coming.
Okay.
Okay, so should we get started?
Let's just get started.
Let's get started.
Stallies.
What do you start with? Stallies. Let's get started with some Stallies. What do you need to start Pokemon? You need the starters.
The status.
The starters. I don't want to go into the Italian accent again. The starters.
Well, if they want the Italian accents, make sure you listen to the map out we just did of Gen 4. There's plenty of accents to wet your whistle.
There we go.
It's wet.
All right. Okay. I'll list off the 3 starters for Gen 3. Are you ready? We have Trico.
Ooh.
He's a grass type Pokemon. If you couldn't guess. We
Based off
have
of trees.
Torchic. It's a chicken. Fire chicken. Torchic. And we have Mudkip. Do you like Mudkips?
No.
What sound would Mudkip make? I'm just imagining something splashing in mud.
Sound? Yeah, so I'm saying like a floshy sound.
Yeah, slosh.
Like a mix of macaroni sound, you know?
Mudkips.
Damn, Spencer just joined Corn. And Corn. You ever listen to the fucking Corn audio, like without the music? He's like,
Oh yeah, where he does like his freak outs.
I thought you were doing for a minute.
When I was a stupid kid, like when one of my stupid friends introduced me to Korn, he's like, they're awesome. And in every song, they have this part where they freak out. And I was literally like marketed to me that way. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Were you
Guess
ever
not.
disappointed in the freak out?
Constantly.
They could have freaked out a little more.
Could really sold it.
Who wants to list the starters for Gen 4?
I can do it. It is Turtwig.
Is this
our
from
grass
memory,
type?
right?
It
You
is not.
memorized these?
Chimchar or
Wait, sound
fire.
effect. Turtwig. Alex.
Shit, I don't know.
Turtle.
Well, don't Pokemon just say their names? Is that
Yeah.
out the window at this point?
Turtwig.
Okay, well that's clearly not it.
Spencer, you want to do it?
it would be something because he's like a cutesy guy. It'd be like Turtwig or something like that.
No, but it looks like a little short guy with a little like Put your face and be like, Gartwig.
I can see that actually a little bit.
Okay.
It's Chimchar. He's a little fire monkey.
Chimchar.
That is not it. Definitely, it has to be
Chimchar.
like a monkey. I don't know how a monkey would talk, but it'd be like
Oh,
Chimchar, Chimchar,
like
something like
this.
that.
Chimchar.
Not that. But and then finally Piplup, the penguin, water type.
Piplup.
Piplup.
ASMR. Piplup. Hey.
I
I'd
was
be
doing
like,
like a sexy Solid Snake thing, like a Piplup. like Solid Snake doing like phone sex, like
yeah,
Piplup.
that's pretty good. Piplup.
So this
Yeah,
category is kind of, but just about like the Pokemon in general. It's like not just the starters. So I think like it might be smart to just say some of the general additions to 3 and 4 that you guys remember.
Now, last year we did just for fun put each of the starters up against each other,
Okay.
like type for type, just for fun,
Okay.
So you're talking like Trico versus Turtwig.
Yeah, like who do you guys choose?
I choose Turtwig.
Trico.
No, I'm Trico, dude. Trico got Sceptile's like the best, so Trico got fucking tree guy. I'm sorry, Turtwig's got a tree guy in the end. Tree turtle. Nah, I want the lizard.
But he's got, you know what? Do you remember that guy from SMT with like the metal jaw? Kind of looked like MF Doom.
Yeah,
Turtwig kind of has that face.
yeah. That's true. Got a bit of MF Doom going on.
Yeah. So I can respect that. I might have to change. I think I might change to Turtwig.
Oh man, I'm still Team Trico.
Well, it doesn't matter because Turtwig won. Next up, it is Gen 3's Torchic versus Gen 4's Chimchar.
Chimchar.
Yeah. Chimchar.
I'm saying Torchic, but I
Really?
guess Chimchar's the winner.
What's up with Torchic?
Yeah, I think it's
Blaziken-
adorable.
Blaziken, yeah, but I'm thinking of like what it's gonna also evolve into because that's like part of my choice when I pick up starter anyway. And Blaziken looks like a fucking nightmare to me. I still hate the design of that Pokemon.
I'm not
Oh,
a
yeah,
big
he's
fan
terrible.
of Infernape either.
Yeah, it's just a monkey. It doesn't offend me. It's just a monkey.
Blaziken offends you?
Yeah, he's offended by him.
Yeah, Blaziken offends me, dude. It looks terrifying. If I saw that, if I was like walking down the street and I saw this, I would have run for my fucking life.
That's what you
It's got
want.
talons for hands. Its hair is its clothes. Like it's
Yeah.
terrifying.
That's perfect. Scare away the competition.
Nah, I'm still going with Chimchar.
I mean, a monkey on fire is pretty scary too. But I also go Chimchar. I agree. Just
And then Gen
for-
3's Mudkip versus Gen 4's Piplup.
This one is. I'm gonna base it solely on cuteness. I gotta go Mudkip. I think he's cuter.
Piplup is cuter. I'm going Piplup.
Yeah, I'm also a Team Piplup. I just like, but I go the evolution route. I think Empoleon's cooler.
That is true. Empoleon, I think, is cooler. than
What is the Mudkip?
Swampert?
Swampert.
Fuck Swampert. Yeah, I'm gonna jump over to Piplup. Team Piplup.
Well, shit.
If I had a Mudkip, if I ever chose Mudkip, I just wouldn't evolve him because he looks cute in his first gen. The other two forms look terrible.
Well, not that it's the only way that we're rating this, but that put Gen 4 at 100% so far.
Oh shit! It's true. That's true. That's true.
I
That's
only
true.
voted for Gen 4 starters. There's not one Gen 3 starter I prefer.
All right. So what about the rest of these guys?
All right, so generally there were some additions to both games. It's been a minute since I played Gen 3. Do you guys want to pull the list up?
Yeah, I have the list up. I'm like scrolling through some of the Pokemon. Um,
I think some of the ones that stood the test of time for me on Gen 3 are probably that Whale Lord.
the Whalmer? No. Oh yeah, Whalord.
Um,
Whale.
and then Gardevoir.
Yeah,
Just a
Gardevoir
cool
is a
one.
classic for the right reasons.
Yes. Um,
Um, looking man. Yeah,
m-
Gardevoir is cool. You're right.
The Sharpedo Carvana
Pelipper.
one is cool.
Oh yeah, Sharpedo's pretty cool. Yeah.
Plus one Minun was Gen 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Helping Hand.
I just saw those as like, let's make Pikachu's again.
Yeah, but they're cute.
Okay.
I like them. I
Melodic
like
is a
them.
lot of people's favorites.
I don't like them because they're cute.
Oh, from a design standpoint, I do like Duskull. Like the one eye that kind of like rotates in his head.
Oh yeah, that one is cool.
And Salamence and Metagross, those are some baddies.
Ooh, Snow He's a dude.
Should we switch over to 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're. Oh no, you know what? Metagross. I like Metagross. He's a cool looking Pokemon.
Okay, in Gen 4, we got Stollies.
We got some bangers in Gen 4. Not Bidoof though. Fuck Bidoof. Fuck Bidoof. Fuck Bidoof. Shellos is cool. Lopunny. I gotta love Lopunny.
Well.
Oh. Bonsley looks like he could have been a Gen 1 Pokemon, honestly.
But he's a baby, so they don't do the babies in Gen 1.
Of course, Lucario is here. My boy
That's a clap.
himself.
That
Yeah.
one's a huge one.
Krogunk. Krogunk's one of my favorites.
Oh, wow.
He's hilarious. Yeah, his design is like I love playing as him in was it Pokken because he looks fucking stupid and he'll like lay down during a fight and like rest like his like head on his shoulder and stuff. And it's like super funny watching him.
You have a lot of. So this gen adds either a lot of baby Pokemon or weird evolution Pokemon. Not entirely, like Garchomp's pretty damn cool. But like Honchkrow is a new evolution. These fossil guys, I don't even think you can get them without going in the underground. Electivire, Mamoswine, Porygon Z, Probopass, Dusk Noir. They're all cool, but they're just like impossible to get. How do you
like
guys feel about the
Leafeon.
babies and
And
the evolutions?
maybe
Uh, I just don't think any of them I've ever been like, oh, that was memorable from the other game. I don't even notice. I don't even know if I saw any of these Pokemon. Like I definitely didn't get them because like you're saying, I think you had to go through the underground thing or whatever. But I don't think I even saw other people using these Pokemon. I don't recall.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, a lot of the people you face during the main game and 4 use like the Shinx, Bidoof, Starly, the ones you see out a lot.
Yeah, even
Like I'm
some
looking at some of
Gen
these and I've
3ers, like the Metacam and stuff.
yeah, like I'm looking at some of these and I'm thinking like, man, I didn't see any of these on my playthrough. Got Munchlax though and Garchomp, so that's a plus. I don't know, man. I have to give Gen 4 for the base roster. We're not talking legendaries yet.
No, not yet. Base roster, honestly, I mean, here's the thing. To me, it's like they're additions. for the most part. Not entirely. There's some really good ones. But I think Gen 3 set some foundations that I liked. So I'm team Gen 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gen 3. I didn't think I would, but after looking it over, I think Gen 3 has more mainstays in it.
Nah, man. Krogunk, Weevil, Lucario, Garchomp.
Lucario is the standout for Gen 4.
There's some cool Pokemon in Gen 4. And I'm talking like I've strictly always said Gen 3 is my favorite, but I don't know, man. Like looking at the list side by side, I think Gen 4 is just wins for me.
Well, just to recap some of the Gen 3ers, like Gardevoir, Wailord,
Roselia, I don't think we even mentioned that one, but that one is
But yeah,
What-
Roselia is cool.
like I'm trying to think of things that I've seen that I remember that because like I don't really know these two gens very well, so I'm trying to think of things that like I'm familiar with out that must have been promoted outside of these games. And
You know what? I might have to go with Alex for general. I think I'm looking back at it. There's really only like 5, and that's with the handicap that like a bunch of these ones are babies and ones you don't even see in the game.
wow. Okay. I guess I've been outvoted. Gen 4 for general,
Yeah.
We still got legendaries.
and then
That's good.
legendary. This will
Change the game. So
You still got
Gen
a
3 legendaries, I'll list them off. You can react if you'd like. Reggie Rock. Regice.
That's
Reggie
Reggie
Steel.
teasing me.
Latias. Latios.
lot of ass. Adios.
Amigos. Kyogre.
Boy.
Groudon.
I'm proud on.
Not my boy.
Rayquaza.
Rayquaza. This is it.
Jirachi.
Put that on my chicken.
Looks like Jirachi.
Deoxys.
Put that on my acne.
That's it for Gen 3.
I don't know what any of these are.
Really?
I don't know what any of these are.
All right.
Which one? I think the Kyogre and the Groudon are the ones on the covers, right?
Yeah.
They're the main one. And then Rayquaza's the emerald, right?
Yeah, but I think you
Oh.
can get him in the Ruby and Sapphire.
You don't know Deoxys though? Man, he's fucking cool.
They
No.
had to. There was an event to get him in the game, so you don't really like see him ever. You have to like do something extraneous to the game.
What the hell is Jirachi?
Same kind of deal. It's something you put on your chicken.
Okay. That's good. I didn't know Reggie was in these games. That's pretty cool.
You get 3
Yeah,
Reggies.
they put him in. He just become president. So
All right, from Gen 4. I got a few more. Starting from 480, Uxie. Mesprit.
Is that Mew? Oh. Is that Mew?
Mew?
Is that,
Azel.
is that Mew?
Dialga.
I know him.
Palkia. Heatran.
What the fuck is that?
Heat ran so
is
far
that?
away.
What is that? What is it?
Reggie Gigas.
What is it?
That's the ultimate form of Reggie.
Giratina.
His body is Reggie.
Giratina.
Cresselia.
I don't know. That's pretty.
That's your croissant. Fion.
Is that Mew?
Fione's home.
Manaphy.
Don't want to run out of
No.
that.
Darkrai.
Sounds like Far Cry.
Shaman.
Why is that a legendary? That is not legendary. There's no
Hey,
way. Look
There's
at
no shame in this Pokemon.
this. It's a hedgehog.
It's
There you
it's
go.
Sonic.
You should love it.
It's Shaman.
Arceus.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
He got a game.
So,
Arceus got a game, so there's that.
I can't get over Shaman. What the fuck is that?
Shaman's it's a grass type. You should love it.
That is a
What?
very
That
cute
does not-
Pokemon, though.
That does not look like a legendaries. Usually look complicated and like something I don't want to touch. I want to cuddle this thing.
Okay, we're
I think that's good.
we need a dex entry from Shaman.
Shaman, the cuddle Pokemon.
Pokédex entries. Okay. Pick a game from Diamond through Legends Arceus. Let's just do Diamond because that's the one that it came from.
Diamond, yeah.
It lives in flower patches and avoids detection by curling up to look like a flowering plant.
Shaman, the
Damn.
coward Pokemon.
Pearl. It can dissolve toxins in the air to instantly transform ruined land into a lush field of flowers.
Kind of nice that there's like a cute legendary Pokemon. I'm all about
Isn't
that.
Jirachi cute?
Jirachi. Oh, from the other one.
Yeah.
Jirachi.
cute.
Not as cute as Shaman. Shaman's cuter.
That's true. You're right.
Oh, it has two forms. Land and sky. The land
Shaman?
form is the hedgehog. The sky form is almost completely different. It has a reindeer-like appearance.
Chili dog.
Reindeer.
Sky form. Oh god, I don't like the sky form, but I do like the land form.
Okay.
I'm going Gen 4.
Ooh. Wrong choice.
Jesus, I can't get any of these right.
Oh, for Legends? Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that. Wait, you're going three,
No, I'm
Alex?
going 3.
Why?
I'm going 3. Well, you know what? Honestly, strictly, I do have a strong bias for Deoxys. He's like one of my favorite Pokemon, so I do have to give that. Also, I really like Rayquaza and Kyogre. I don't know. Gen 4, I think, is the point where like some of the legendaries start looking they're just a little too much for me. Just looking a little too stupid.
You know what though? Some of the typing, like I think both Dialga and Palkia are really cool. So is Giratina. Arceus, I don't really care for as much. And then like the Ultimate Reggie, the 3 Psychic Pokemon, the 3 Mews, Mew 3. I like them.
Like Heatran.
No, but 3 has some stinkers too.
Heatran, the picture on the site looks like if you just like picked up a rock and it was just under it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going Gen 4 entirely for Shaman. Come at me. Come at me. All right. So who wins
Pokemon.
what's the vote going for the legendary? I vote Gen 4.
Oh, so legendary was 4 because me and you. Starters was
Okay.
we all agreed Gen 4.
4.
General, I think you voted Gen 3, Spencer, and me and Alex went Gen 4.
Yeah.
And legendary, I went Gen 4, you went Gen 4, and Alex went
So 4
Gen
wins.
3. So 4
Yeah.
has better Pokemon.
Wow.
And 4 win. Oh shit, 44.
44, dude, 44.
All right, let's move on to the additions,
Time to do
Of
some
subtraction.
addition.
of which we have Poke Etch. So we put
Poketech,
yeah.
Why is it on there twice? Poketech, Poketch.
Because we call it two
Um,
different things in the map out.
Okay.
And this is either edition specific to Gen 4 that has over 3.
Yeah.
The underground and night day mechanic.
Well, so Gen 3 dropped the night day mechanic and brought it back. I don't remember what else Gen 3 added, though.
Beauty contests. I'm scared. It
Did
did.
Gen 3 have the natures?
Yeah. Poke blocks. Can feed them to your Pokemon to make them cuter.
Yeah.
Somebody feed them to me, make me cuter.
Oh, diving.
Um,
There was diving in Gen 3.
Yeah, that was a cool one. I guess we look at this as like, do these additions in Gen 4 add substantial content to make it like a worthwhile increment to
True.
the Pokemon?
They really needed.
Yeah, there you go.
So the Poketech, Poketch.
Not the
I
most
f-
useful item.
feel it was just gimmicky for the DS.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there were functions, but honestly, it was never necessary. I think that, like, when I'm thinking of Gen 3's additions, like, the diving thing is huge. I think it's basically a huge part of the game. It adds to the feeling of water. Whereas with Gen 4, I think, like, I don't think any of the things stand out. Even the underground, which is probably the big thing, doesn't really matter.
And no, I would actually fight back on the underground. I do like the underground, even I haven't delved too much into it on the remake version. But like, I think it does add a little bit more replay value for the game and adds a little something that I don't think it's hurting the game at all.
I
Poketech,
remember it being
that's
something.
that's a gimmick.
I remember it being something completely different than like the game in a way that like I felt was just kind of like it didn't have like intrinsic rewards necessarily. I just don't remember the mechanics. I've avoided it for a long time. Let's see if I can pull something up.
As far as the night day mechanic, I mean that's cool. People really liked it in the golds. To be a little bit hypocritical of us to be like it's not. So I don't personally care about it, but it is kind of neat that certain Pokemon come out at night or whatever. So it's good.
Yeah,
So
it turns
I
the
have
night and they get red eyes.
I have a segment
Like in
here
Breath of the
about
Wild.
the excavation. The main thing you do in the Sinnoh Underground is excavating in the walls for various items. After locating them with the touch, it's controlled with the touch screen. You get a pickaxe and a hammer and try and break through the rocks to find 2 to 4 items. However, there's a limit to how much stress you can induce on the wall. And the items that you
Yeah,
find here are for
I
like
did-
evolution.
Mm.
I did this on the remake. I do not now you're saying the excavation part. I do remember doing this because I got it like the first day I got the underground stuff. I played for a little bit with it just to see, but that was like back in like September, so it's been a minute. But I do remember doing the little excavation game.
There are some fossils you can get here that turn into Pokemon, including Shieldon, Anorith, Kabuto, Ammonite, Aerodactyl, Lilip, and Cranidos. I think they're pretty rare, though, from what I'm seeing. Oh, but that's only after you get the national dex. You have to beat the game first.
It doesn't hurt the game and it adds replay value in my book.
Yes, but to the select few that will complete the decks.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like intrusive. Like you can just ignore it though.
I think it is
Right, but-
intrusive in the beginning because they kind of actually they don't make you do it, but it's in your face, like introduced as
Nah.
a big mechanic.
They just tell you about it and stuff, and you just. But from there, you can just ignore it.
I wouldn't
That's
call it a negative, but is it like how much of a positive is it though?
And I don't
Yeah.
personally
We're
find
the,
that
the
act.
guys to talk about it.
What's that?
That's weird. Like I don't think we're the audience for it.
Well, I mean,
just-
Teddy played this one way back in the day, pretty hardcore, I think.
I had hundreds of hours in it. I just never found it fun
Yeah.
or rewarding. But if I did it after getting the national decks, maybe. But even then, would I go through all that trouble to get a Kabuto? Me personally, no. Versus, I think that the changes in Gen 3 they affect the main story. That's why I go that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Except for the
say.
beauty contest.
What's that?
Except for the beauty contest.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But I think I'll say Gen 3 as well.
But
Gen 3 had some cool.
That's a non-mandated one. It's a non-mandated change. I don't know what else Gen 4 really changed. I guess there were natures too. Like you could say that. And abilities.
No, but that was already from Gen 3.
That's what I'm saying for Gen 3. Like those are other like gameplay changes.
Oh,
and
for Gen
that
3,
that could be
yeah.
perceived either way.
Or like, the way I'm looking at it too is that like for me Gen 4 feels like a sequel to Gen 3, and where as like Gen 2 was a sequel to Gen 1, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we can do a lot more with the DS, but let's just make all the GBA stuff we did better.
Mm-hmm.
So my vote's on Gen 3. Alex?
Yeah, okay, give it 3.
Yep.
All right. Capitulated.
Oh, Gen 3 had secret bases. I forgot about that.
I never cared.
I haven't either.
I ignored them.
Okay. Oh, you know what Gen
Alright,
4
hard-
had?
hard-
It had rock climb. So you could go rock climbing.
Yeah.
Dave did that for me.
All right. Hardware upgrade. I guess
Maybe
we're talking
it's
about the
better
game.
to just take the word upgrade out. Just talk about hardware differences or something.
Hardware. The DS had 3D houses.
Well, I'm a little bit confused now because are we just saying which? Because are we saying the upgrade from Game Boy to Game Boy Advance versus Game Boy Advance to the DS, or are we just comparing the Game Boy Advance to the DS?
To me, it's the latter because that's a more fair and subjective argument.
Okay, but that doesn't. But that's like. That's like, what do you think is better, the PS3 or the PS4, from purely a hardware perspective?
Not necessarily. Some of those DS games are ugly.
Well,
compared to GBA games. Because it was kind of like the jump from like Super Nintendo 64, where like sometimes the 16-bit visuals look better.
arguably.
Yeah.
You could argue that. Like, I'm sure Chrono Trigger looks better than some N64 games, but I don't think anybody would argue that the N64 pales in comparison graphically to the Super Nintendo.
But I think this one's a little more subjective than, like, let's say, like Game Boy versus Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Advance versus DS is kind of you're drawing a line. You know, one of them is more complex, but is it more like to people's liking? I don't know.
I mean, I would just say flat out that the DS one has better visuals, at least by a long shot.
I remember when I first got the DS, and I remember I first got my DS. One of one of the first games I got was Pearl,
Mm.
and I remember being so excited because DS could do like 3D games. I also got like Spirit Tracks. No, not the Spirit Tracks. The other one. Phantom Hourglass, the same day. And I remember being so excited because like I can do 3D visuals. And Pokemon, I remember kind of underwhelmed me because they were like, here's some like 3D houses and some 3D trees, and that's it. I remember being like, oh, well, it's not really making good use of the hardware. I feel like they
Mhm.
could have done a little more with the hardware.
Sure.
Whereas GBA, I don't know, looked like a 16-bit Pokemon game. I don't know what else I expected from that.
Well, that's why I asked the question: are we talking about the comparison between the GBA versus the DS,
Yeah.
or versus the Game Boy versus the GBA? Like those improvements.
It's true.
I think you could factor that into your argument because the way Alex is describing it is still very much like, here's how I feel about it on the GBA versus here's how I feel about it on the DS.
Okay. So we're just saying which ones had better improvements over the prior.
If that's how you want to, and
Interpret.
and interpret it, yeah, then that's fine. But that's not how I'm seeing it. I don't think that's how Alex is seeing it.
I don't know which way. Well, because I would like to interpret. I think that's the more fair way. Because to me, the other way is completely unfair. It's like,
But that's like
the
saying
DS
which one
blows it
had
out of the
better
water.
improvements, like the PS2 to PS3 or PS3 to PS4.
Right. I mean that would be a fair way to judge it.
No, the
If
PS4
you're
is
just saying,
basically a PS3 Plus.
so the PS4 is better.
No,
Right? Like,
the
by that
PS3
definition?
would be better because it did more.
But that's comparing the PS3 versus the PS2.
That's comparing the upgrades that each generation made, which sounds like you're doing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I mean,
that's a
am I-
pointless thing because obviously one made better improvements.
But that's what I'm asking. Are we comparing the improvements that it made, or are we comparing literally the hardware of the DS versus the GBA? That's where I'm a little bit lost on this one. Because the DS would blow it out of the water. Like, that would be a guaranteed DS.
If what?
If it's just the DS versus the GBA. But if you're asking about the improvements
I
over the
disagree.
prior
Alex
generation.
just picked the GBA.
But he's basing it off of, wow, this improved upon gold so much, I'm assuming, right?
I was basing it off of my expectations, like going into the GBA versus. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it would be improvements for me.
Yeah, from like one generation to the next.
No, he's
Yeah,
he's
like when I
comparing it
got
to other
DS
entries on the console. He's saying this is a DS game versus this is a GBA game.
It's true.
Is that
did
allowed?
Compare it to another DS game. I did compare it to the looks of another DS game. That's true. So, like, I guess are they? My thing was, are they fully utilizing the console? And I think for DS it was a no.
Okay. I guess I'll say the DS is better. That just seems my answer.
Okay. It's hard. I think visually as a GBA game, it's a pretty crisp looking game on all fronts. Like I think to like just going through the ocean, like surfing and stuff, like when you get towards the latter half of the game, I think of like walking across some of those bridges in the like treehouse town. And I'm generally impressed, and I think the Pokemon designs are pretty good. Versus on the DS, I think there are things that are impressive, like when you go to like those flower fields, but I think there are things that also look weird, like the honey trees, Team Galactic, etc. It's a hard one because there are some really impressive moments. I remember going up to like Dialga in the big, fight, and that was kind of a big moment. And I think the presentation was really good in those moments. Man, that's hard. Because do I go consistency or do I go the one that actually kind of surpasses the expectations for just like standard Pokemon? I think I'd go Gen 4. Does it make sense?
Okay. Yeah. And then what about the soundtrack, of which I have
Whatever.
no opinion?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I liked the sound of the Pokemon healing jingle better in Gen 3.
Yeah. Do you like Bidoof's sound when he comes in back?
Okay, so 2 for 4 and 1 for 3
Yeah.
means 4. So far, Gen 4 is in the lead.
Oh, wow.
In the lead. Not for long. Maybe. We'll see.
All right, our next section is impact, and this includes sales, culture, and media.
Spencer, you're the stat guy. Tell us about the sales.
Our sales
All
man.
right, and
Raise your sales.
raising my sales.
Hit us with the sales
this is according
tax.
to VG charts.
BG mashup.
According to them, it says, and it was last updated January 2019.
So can we
Course,
really
what?
believe it?
I don't know. 15.85 million sales in total.
For what?
5.38 million in Japan. 6.06 million in North America. 3.9 million in Europe, and 0.5 million for the others.
15.8
So, but
for which?
For Gen 3.
Okay.
And then for Gen 4, 18.25 million total sales. 6.04 million in Japan, 6.38 million in North America, 4.47 million in Europe, and 1.36 million in others.
Wow.
It's really not a shock though, because I mean, as popular as the GBA was, the DS was a fucking force to be reckoned with.
That's
Oh yeah,
true.
it's
But
like what?
sales.
only
Is it still the number one, or is it PS2 or something?
It might be the number one handheld.
Hmm.
I don't remember. I think PS2 might still be in the lead overall.
the only thing though is that 2 million of those 18 are outside of Japan.
What?
Right? You said 16 million of the Diamond Pearl were in Japan.
No, 6.04 million.
Oh, 6. I heard 16. Okay, never mind.
So purely from that standpoint, I suppose it goes to 4. As far as culture and media, I guess that's where we duke it out.
I mean, it's still
Let's do
close,
it,
right?
boys.
It's 15 to 18.
Mhm.
It's too close.
So it's not like a dead, like,
Well,
giveaway.
I'm just saying for that category, I don't think that's pretty objective. It's not like
Maybe, but
unless
if you want to go ratios, like the GBA sales to DS sales, like we know DS sold a donk load.
yeah, but you would at that point have to also match up like when in the console's life cycle it released, and
Yeah.
That's true. How many sales they had at the point?
Yeah. That's why to me it's still
Yeah.
similar. Like it's not that far off.
Culture.
It's about the culture.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer, tell us about Poke culture.
Poke culture. You always put your Pikachu in the closet and hook it up to a charger and let it charge your house.
How many Gen 4 versus Gen 3 versus Gen 4 Rule 34 certain pictures come up? Just kidding.
I'm on it.
Which one has more Rule 34?
Rule 34 solves everything.
I guess culture and media can kind of go hand in hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking about like which one had more spin-offs, right?
Yeah.
And when I think about that, I know Gen 3 had the two GameCube games.
Yeah. Terry's favorite.
Gen Gen 4 had Battle Revolution.
That's right.
I'm sure there's some DS spin-offs though. Oh, I can't think of like a puzzle
I
game
have
or
'em up.
something. I don't know.
Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Rumble, Mystery Dungeon, Blazing Stormy, and Light Adventure Squad. Okay. Poke Park. Mystery
Park.
Dungeon explores the sky.
Are these all Gen 4?
Yeah. Versus Gen 3 had the two GameCube ones, the Dash, Pokemon Channel, Pokemon Box RS, Pokemon Pinball, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red and Blue.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
The first Mystery Dungeon would have been Gen 3.
I have the Rule 34 results, but
Spencer sounds like a doctor. It's like you
But
need to
I-
sit down.
yeah, you need to sit down for this. I have an addendum I think we should make here is that I bet you that this was more prevalent around the DS era than it was in the GBA era.
Rule 30.
So I
Right.
think, yeah, just like using this kind of
Okay.
internet stuff in general, probably. But I'll give you the numbers now. Gen 3 has 3,815 entries in Rule 34, at least that are categorized as Gen 3.
Okay.
Gen 4 has 5,816,
Oh, wow.
so about 2,000 more.
What's the top result?
Gen
We
4 had
click
low
on
money,
it.
so
All right, here we go. Let's click. The one that I see on top is. What the hell is this?
that's Rule 34.
It doesn't even say a Pokemon's name. It's irrelevant. It's like it looks kind of like low punny, but like white, like very white, pale looking.
Obama Snow.
It's a bomb. There is definitely low punny in here, and yeah. So it's I'm gonna stop looking at Rule 34 though before I get just completely entranced. Can't pull away.
Well, when you're looking at Lopunny, you're literally in a rabbit hole.
Going-
Before Spencer has to get the lotion out of the drawer.
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh.
Gen 4 is winning. Objectively. But I'm going to argue it still.
Okay.
I mean, even if we do media,
Yeah.
I mean, sales and culture seem to have it. People online prefer Gen 4 for their needs. People prefer to buy Gen 4.
But is there any way to track, like, because a lot of people we've spoken to, Teddy, have said that Gen 4 is where they started falling off.
That's right.
Gen 4 is where I fell off. Yeah.
Certainly where I fell off the most.
I mean,
Do you
I've
think
never
this is
played.
where the
I
bubble
think
popped?
pretty much unanimously, people just 9 out of 10 people have stopped playing Pokemon at or before Gen 4.
So this was like where the balloon popped, where the Pokemon bubble popped.
Yeah. So realistically,
You
the
think?
impact is horrible.
Well, it's hard to say. So, like, if I look up, let me look up another one. I'll look up Pokemon Black.
Wow. Come on, Spencer, you're better than that.
Well, you don't want to
Literally
pick the
not.
white one.
I
Yeah,
can't wait
use
till next
Pokemon
year. I
White.
can't wait for all the race, all the race jokes for next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Well, okay. I think you guys are onto something because I've got Pokemon Black's VG charts data, and it's 15.18 million sold total. So it did go down from Pearls and Sapphires, or Pearl and whatever the Diamond.
That's
It
interesting.
went
way to
down
look
from
at
there.
How to impact the next
And
gen.
like I don't know the stats either, but like I don't think I think maybe the bubble popped at Gen 4. I don't think it came back around till like Pokemon Go, maybe. Somewhere in there. Maybe the DS ones did okay. I'm sorry, the 3DS ones did okay. I'm not sure. But like I know that's where Pokemon started to become more of a cultural thing again, was like the Pokemon Go era.
Yeah, so it could be argued looking forward that this is actually a negative. And almost you could make the argument that Ruby Sapphire may have propped up Pearl and Diamond.
Yeah.
You could make that. I don't know.
You could also analyze how did it impact, like, mechanically future games.
Hmm.
Do you think people just played Diamond and Pearl and said it don't get no better than this? And they closed
Could
their
be.
DS, you know?
That or it gets
It
no
very
worse.
well could be. I think that's the IGN review I read.
Black and white, I don't need that shit.
I've experienced
I got Diamond and
Pokemon
Pearl.
Ultimatum.
Well, I guess when you name one generation Diamond and Pearl and then the next one is Black and White, it
Black
seems
and
just like a
white.
downgrade.
Doesn't matter if you're black or white. Michael Jackson will be joining us for next dinner.
Yes.
We got him.
Be a bit of a thriller situation, I'm sure.
Yeah. I summoned him. I did a seance. Michael Jackson, I summon thee.
Yeah.
Thunder crack.
Yeah.
The spirit of
Starly,
Michael Jackson.
are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Starly?
Yeah. How do you want to rule this?
Yeah, well, where are we coming out then? On Impact.
I mean, because if you want to talk about the game's impact, I don't feel like it had very much of an impact at all on future games. At least, like, that you can trace back to this game.
Lots of baby Pokemon. Focus on internet connectivity, shiny Pokemon catching and stuff. Yeah,
It's true.
toxic.
The DS ones did bring in the internet connectivity features.
Yeah. Which do you see as
That's the
positive
big one.
or negative? What do you think?
Positive.
Whatever.
Negative?
Yeah.
What's wrong with having internet connectivity in Pokemon?
I don't know. I think it just created a culture of like online. Like this is what created the culture of like the online Pokemon experience versus the main game. So that's why we have the shitty Pokemon games that have the online systems they do. Because that's the focus.
Wait. What are the shitty online systems?
No, you're misunderstanding me. Maybe it's just because I'm really tired. The focus of the modern Pokemon game is now the online experience, not the core game.
I don't think that's the case. Like the whole Pokemon, the last Pokemon games I've played, all of them you could play from beginning to end without the online experience.
You can, but everything else is subdued. Gym battles are subdued. Narrative is subdued. I think that like this birth the if you play Black and White, it has basically the whole menu option is about connecting to the internet. So I think the impact is they started to see that people wanted that, and maybe you can't trace it back to this one. Maybe you can trace it back to Black and White, but I see that as a negative.
Impact is I had to spend a lot more time at McDonald's.
The pushback
Pokemon Pearl made me gain 30 pounds.
The pushback would be that Black and White is the one that people say has the best story. So like you can't say that it necessarily came from this one.
Yeah, definitely not from this one.
I will say though, we didn't put it in here, but I do actually prefer the narrative of Gen 4 over Gen 3. I found that, but we didn't really include a narrative section, so who cares?
Not a fan of climate change. You don't like rainstorms?
Yeah, What was it? It was like raising the water level or lowering it, defending.
Yeah.
versus exploding the world to rule the galaxy.
Yeah.
Like, I at least like the more cosmic stuff of Gen 4, but I don't know.
Platinum's
So
really
where
good.
do we land on Impact? Who's gonna win?
I don't know. I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna change my answer to 3. Just because I do kind of think this is where most people fell out, as opposed like most of our generation. I don't know that the newer generation. I mean, it's sold more now, I guess,
that's true.
but it's
How did the game impact me?
yeah.
I played a shit ton of Gen 3 and then
But
bought
that's-
Gen 4.
that's
wanted
personal,
Gen
though.
4.
This is just societal.
It's still impact. Yeah. It's true.
I guess if you look at the impact, it did go down the next generation, but it certainly has gone back up. It's over 25 million now or whatever we looked up. So like, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Societally, I think that Gen 3 was, I don't know, more intriguing to people. I don't think Diamond and Pearl necessarily won people over. It has its fans, but I think Gen 3, like, there's still like the anime is relevant, and it was kind of the dominator of the Game Boy Advance.
Sure, clearly people jumped off at Gen 4.
I think, but maybe Gen 4 is like out with the old, in with the new. Like, there's going to be a new generation of Pokemon fan, and we just got to toss out the old
Yeah,
guard.
fuck them. Fuck those
That's-
people.
Fuck them. I agree. Maybe that's how they looked at it. Maybe they did that on purpose, and it's just a very under the surface. And because like everybody I talk to, but they're all like my age. That they're like, I jumped off it here. I wonder what like younger people think, like really young people. I don't know. It's hard.
I like when we have these deep conversations, and then I wonder if people listen to these, and then they listen to like another episode, and we're like, remember Jimmy John sandwiches?
But yeah, this is very hard to pin. I think I'm gonna go 3, and it's partly personal, but I guess I don't know how to escape that. Alex?
Even though these sales don't lie, as Shakira said, I'll go with 3. I think in terms of even cultural, like everybody that I knew cared more about Gen 3. Again, because we're getting older, but still.
I also voted 3, so
Teddy?
we're across the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're tied, boys.
Alex, talk to us about remakes.
Not for long.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Give it to Gen 3. I don't want
Is it better?
I gotta go to my
it's-
therapist after this.
I don't know if it's an improvement, actually. I mean, I still prefer GBA graphics, but I think Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are sad.
Okay, so the Generation 3 remakes are fine, right?
Yeah.
They're what you expect a remake to be. The Gen 4 remakes are not what you expect. It's not even a remake. It's not even like an upgrade. It's like I don't even know what to call it.
Okay.
It's so confusing.
Because I didn't play the remake for Gen 3 longer than like 15 minutes. But that's because I didn't have to. So
Yeah, but you played like the other 3DS Pokemon, so you kind of get it, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
you
just
know,
didn't want to answer that one because I don't really know.
you play the other Switch Pokemon and then play the Gen 4 remakes, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Even Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee look better, are better than the Gen 4 remakes.
Spencer,
That's true.
Defend Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Defend it for me.
It has some really, really nice effects. The water effects stand out a lot. They look really, really pretty. It's nice to see the large 3D models of the Pokemon. That is good to see. I'm sure there's features that are better, like online stuff. I don't really know, but because I don't explore any of those, but I'm sure there's improvements there. But that's about it.
I think you can do more in the underground, if I'm not mistaken, with the remake.
Okay,
So there's that.
but that'll be it. But I kind of want to defer to Alex because I know he's played a lot of both.
The remakes just feel like the laziest way out for me. I hate how like the game looks like, not in battle. In battle, the game looks great.
Mhm.
Outside of battle, the game looks like shit. Honestly, like the characters look terrible, and the scenery looks bad. The water effects, sure, but like take for example the area with the flowers. It doesn't look good. It just looks like like a few patches of flowers, and it's like, oh, that's supposed to be impressive. It's not impressive.
Mhm.
There's some obvious issues. I ran into issues with the TM